see him twisting and turning this shit cheap. The arm, all this come with, look, the arm, this whole thing, TikTok shop. Let me try this out. Let me play with this because eventually I'm going to be doing this. Once again, make sure you subscribe to me on YouTube. We'll be doing a live podcast there. Eventually, I want to be on Sirius Radio, the whole nine. It's time to evolve because I still got a lot of shit to say. Shit. I still got a lot to talk about. You're not ending my career. I just got started. I'm just getting warmed up out here. You understand me? What's going on, everybody? There's a lot going on, ain't there? I told y'all, MahMah Tea told y'all earlier in the year, January last year, in tropical astrology, when Saturn transits Pisces, exposure. But check it out, in sidereal astrology, it's going into Pisces. This is just the tip of the iceberg, y'all. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This shit finna get crazy out here. Yes, MahMah Tea said this last year because Saturn in astrology rules karma. Oh, shit, I got toys. Once again, Saturn in Pisces. Saturn deals with karma. They should not have given me this. Anyway, and it's in Pisces, right? So we all know, y'all been rocking with me for a little bit, so you know I'm really in astrology. And I'm not going to stop because, I want to say a lot. There's so, I might say it because I have a hard time censoring myself. My third house in astrology, I know I'm going all over the place. Trust me, I'm going to circle back. Saturn, Pisces, I'm going to come back. But I got to tell you about me a little bit, why I'm the way I am. This thing right here, this mouthpiece of mine. I do censor sometimes because Saturn is squaring my Mercury. Mercury does rule communication. But the house of communication for me is ruled by Virgo. And I have 3 planets in Virgo. I have Venus, Pluto, and Uranus. So there is no telling what's going to come out my mouth. And at the same time, I know exactly what's going to come out my mouth. I know exactly what I'm going to talk about, but there's a lot I want to say. I'm just getting started. I'm just getting warmed up, playing with some toys. I'm glad y'all all in here right now with me. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you subscribe to me on YouTube just in case they ban this platform for the podcast where you still could hear MahMah Tea until I could figure out how to get the age filter on my phone. Then it's a wrap. Now, for those of you who don't know that I use the age filter, man, you sure look younger. Come on now. You got to pick up. On my new channel, they're baffled. A lot of them. I just found you 2 days ago, and I didn't know you were that young. Surprise! But no, back to Saturn in Pisces. So, a lot going on, right? A lot of spiritual karma being dealt out. A lot of spiritual truths. The war. Front and center. The war is being fought front and center, as well as a witch hunt going on right now. There's a witch. Oh, maybe this is the part of the microphone I need to be talking. I told you, I don't know. I'm going to figure it out, though. There's a witch hunt going on, in case y'all didn't know. And I keep telling women, just sit back and watch this shit. Don't get in the midst of these knives and gunfights that all these religious orders are now at war. Honey, I left my tea in the other room. I'm just sipping away. Because what it's going to do is expose everybody. And that's Saturn and Pisces. We're just getting started. Saturn rules karma. Pisces rules the hidden world, the unseen world, deception, lies, the land of make-believe, as well as spirituality, right? Pisces rules spirituality. So with the heavy weight, the planet. Now, and then you got a lot of religious people who say that astrology is demonic. But yet and still, you celebrate your birthday, unless you're Jehovah's Witness, your holiday. You got to punch a clock when you go to work. You are in astrology regardless, following man-made time and not celestial time, right? You are part of this whole thing regardless if they try to trick you or not. You're just going to have to really, like I always say, go within and find your truth. Because, honey, these folks is coming heavy and thick now. It's their last day, so they going all out. Woo! They going all out, y'all. And don't get caught up in that shit. Please don't get caught up in the madness, because you're going to watch the fall. They are fighting for their dear existence, I should say. Folks are fighting for their existence. You know what I'm talking about? And those of us who know, honey, we've existed then, we're existing now, and we will continue to exist when it's all said and done. Holla if you hear me. Holla if you hear me. I got these fake, listen to this. This is some fake shit. But I'm happy I've got a button to press. I'm practicing because this is about to get popping when I move over to the UBTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to me on the UBTube channel. Damn, I don't even have my Linktree up anymore. It's up there in the bio. You can still click on there. The meek shall inherit the earth. There's a lot of, or I should say, the last will be first, and the first shall be last. Look at Pepe at 22222. Shout out to Pepe. Those of y'all getting into crypto. Anytime they say it's a crash, it's a crash. You better go out there and grab you a couple of coins. Pepe done hit the, I mark up charts. So Pepe is hitting the retest level. Those of you who missed the takeoff, I always talk about crypto too. Cryptocurrency, that is, because this is Uranus in Taurus. That's cryptocurrency. Uranus and Taurus. Everything is being set up. You can't tell me the science of astrology is fake. It's not real. And the esoteric science of astrology, the metaphysical part, it's all metaphysics. It's all alchemy, right? It's all a part of our spiritual journey if you unfold it, right? It's all a part of that. But yeah. Anyway, how y'all doing? I just want to get on here and test this thing, see how it sounded. I'm going to play back because the way I hear it in these cheap-ass headphones, it sounds real muffly to me. But I like crispy, clear stuff. You know what I'm talking about? I like to be crystal clear. But, so, for the meantime and in between time till my battery run out, what y'all want to build on today? Listen, I don't even know how to bring this up. I was talking about witch hunt. That's what I was talking about. There's a witch hunt going on with a lot of people who have been front and center, and they're going after a lot of them. And I'm not trying to stick up for anybody because, karma's being dealt right now. What you do in the dark will be brought to light. There's a little chubby white dude by the name of Greg33 or GG33, whatever his name is. I don't agree with all the things he says, but he's right about a lot of stuff. Because I listen to other numerologists and astrologists, and if they come up with techniques or they know something that I haven't tapped into, I'm going to study it. I'm going to unravel it. I'm going to tap into it. And I was never really big on Chinese astrology. Never really, but I started tapping into it, and I was like, okay. And I do alchemy with these works. I do alchemy with astrology, numerology, and I'm going to now start infusing Chinese astrology with it in the year of these different animal totems. And not only what they mean by what they say, but also delving into deeper, like what they really mean to represent through other cultures and seeing how it manifests itself or how it's resonating with what we're seeing today. Because everything is metaphysical for me. Can't talk for everybody else. I ain't trying to walk nobody off no bridge, nothing like that. I'm just saying what it is for me. But with that being said, he was saying something about people born on the 4th or numbers that add up to 4. Then he talks about enemy years, right? Every sign, every 12 years, you face a challenging year. And I think what he was saying is the universe, it's the way that the universe makes sure you don't get too powerful. Like it humbles you, your enemy years. So there are 3 men this past year, or this past, one man started last year, and 2 men are now front and center, and it's flooding up everybody's stream. You're going to know who I'm talking about as I unfold this. And they're all born on the 4th, right? Different months, but they're all born on the 4th. And it's interesting that we're in the 8th year. So the 8th year, 8 resonates with the planetary energy of Saturn. And Saturn rules karma, and Saturn is in Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, right? But in astrology, for some reason, things are regressed. I was having a conversation with a young friend of mine, and I think time really moves in counterclockwise, but they all got us going clockwise, just like the maps are upside down and everything is inside out. So why wouldn't time actually be going in a reverse motion? Because when you look at astrology and its progressions, when it comes to, like let's say we're going into the age of Aquarius, but if we're in the age of Pisces, why are we going into the age of Aquarius? When Aquarius is before Pisces, why aren't we going into the age of Aries? This is the shit I be thinking about, right? It should be crossing my mind. Why is the progressions of the stars going counterclockwise when it comes to the age that we're going into? I don't know if anyone has ever thought about that shit. Turn your mic down. That's what I was asking. Is this shit too loud? How's that? Is that better? Let me know. I'm still trying to figure this thing out. Let me know if the mic is lower. Tell me if it's, let me know if it's better. Put a 1 in the chat if it's better, because I don't want to be distorted. Put a 1 in the chat. I turned it down. Tell me know if that makes sense. It's echoing. How about this? Is this better? Let me know if that's better. All right, cool beans. It's still an echo? It's now you say it's too damn low. God damn it now. It's better. Is that okay? It's too low. I turned it up a little bit. Engineer, I'm gonna need the engineer department coming in here. It sounds better. Turn up. Do I need to turn this Mickey Ficky up? Y'all gonna get me to cussing now. MahMah Tea about to show up. It's better. All right, cool. Maybe I need to back away or some shit. I'm gonna figure this shit out. Trust me. What the hell is I talking? Now I forgot. I done forgot. Fucking with this shit. What was I saying? Oh, reverse time, clock, shit, time. Yeah. Now, listening, I'm really down. It's Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, when you look at it on the wheel. But how astrology go, Aries is the first sign. Pisces is the last sign. So if we're in the age of Pisces, why aren't we going into the age of Aries? Why are we going backwards into the age of Aquarius? Does that mean that time actually goes in reverse to what they taught us? I put nothing past nobody. Like, this shit is all fucked up to me anyway. I mean, really. I'm just, y'all say we in the age of Aquarius, right? I don't think so. And I'm going to tie this back in. Not yet. I think we still in Pisces. I'm waiting for one thing to happen, and it didn't happen yet. So I'm lost too about that, but I'm rolling with it. I'm gonna roll with it. But all this to say is this: if Pisces in the last sign, Pisces is the last sign, and Saturn is transiting the last sign of the zodiac, and Pisces rules the end, and Saturn rules time. Pisces, when I say the end of the cycle before it starts over again. And Saturn rules time in the sign that rules the endings. So it's the end of this time or this cycle. I know some of y'all practice certain things. You saying it's the end of the world. Yeah, it's the end of that world. It's the end of that age. It's the end of that time. And you can see it. Man, they going hard out here in regards to that. So, with that being said, to the number 4, these people that are facing this public, and some are incarcerated, persecutions, embarrassing, being humbled, being looking like they were defeated. Saturn is unveiling its power over these number 4 people. Now, 4 is supposed to rule law and order in numerology, which I still am a little bit confused about that, because in numerology, 4 resonates with the planetary energy of Uranus, and 8 resonates with the planetary energy of Saturn. Well, I guess when you get the law of 4-4 and all the 4-4s everyone talks about, when you add them up, you get 8, which still holds the frequency of Saturn. Now, Saturn is the disciplinarian. Saturn is, like we said, it's karma. It's also, Saturn can be known as one of the angels of death. A lot of people think it's Pluto, but before Pluto came around, it was Saturn. Where am I going with this? Trust me, I'm going somewhere. I'm just trying to tiptoe to get there. I'm tippy-toeing around these tubes. No, tell me. So, Saturn and Pisces. We're dealing with 4s who are really under a lot of scrutiny right now, because that 4 is supposed to resonate with, they say, law and order. But 4 is, if you look at it from the Uranus perspective, it's the rebel, right? Someone who may have been rebellious, or who felt that they can break all the laws in order. Someone who may have thought that they were above laws in order. But when Big Daddy, or Big Mama, because it's also known as the Chrome Mother, 8, Saturn, but it resonates on masculine and feminine energies. Not to be biased, because the masculine side of Saturn is Aquarius. The feminine side of Aquarius is Capricorn. So we can't forget that these planets have a divine feminine and divine masculine side. This is why I use alchemy when it comes to astrology. I believe in fusing sidereal and tropical. I'm not going to pick one. Okay? What'd you say? Somebody said something. Anyway, I'm trying to get somewhere. I'm trying to say this in a way, because I know a lot of people feel in a certain kind of way right now about certain things. And a lot of people operate out of fear. And most of us have been taught to fear God. So many are scared during these times, because they feel that it is their last days. And for a lot, it is last days for some, new days for others. That's just how I see it. Some people are ending and some people are beginning. And there are those who are coming to an end who don't want to come to an end. They want to stay in power or empowered. And there's certain energies and entities and beings that want to stay in power as well. And we're watching the ending of those times, the endings of those days, the ending of those chapters. And the war that we're seeing being played out on the world stage is with a lot of characters that have these birthdays and ending, or their life path numbers or their birthdays is on 4. Know what I'm talking about? Know what I'm talking about? And 2 of their names are Shawn. 2 of their names are Shawn. Well, you know, Shawn Combs, Jay-Z. Whew. But, you know, the false idols are falling because many people have been idolizing fake stars. So when they say the stars are falling out of the sky, these are your stars that you placed up there. And idolize and worship. And they're not the only ones, you know what I'm saying? And they're honestly, when I look at this whole thing, when I see what's going on, I want to know when the hidden hand going to be exposed, because that will signify to me we have crossed over into the age of Aquarius, because that hidden hand hasn't been exposed yet. The puppets are being exposed. We're seeing public lynchings of puppets. And I'm just trying to I'm looking at it and saying, well, the one behind them who taught them the game, when they gonna get lynched? Why is it always y'all? I'm gonna tell you why. Goddamn. I'm gonna tell you my take on it. Brothers, black men, let's just put it out there. Shit. Why are they always lynching y'all in front of the world? And there's others that have done just as bad as you, but they're not they're not called to the carpet the way you guys are. You know why your karma is so great? You ain't supposed to be playing a game. See, for some reason, y'all get in this game and you think you are greater than the ones who taught you the game. And they always remind you that this is their game. And the reason why you get such a lashing, because you ain't supposed to be playing that game. But you don't learn. Your ass don't never learn. So when you play their game, you play by their rules, and you get caught up and you lose it every time because it ain't your game. That's why your punishment is so severe. You get up there, first of all, like the shit y'all was doing. No, let's talk about allegedly, right? Like if you know, I'm one like this. What 2 consenting adults do in the privacy of their own home, their own boudoir, that's your business. If it's 2 consenting adults, where you F up is when you bring children, animals, and you're doing things to people against their will, drugging them, and all that shit. Ooh, that's when you gonna get it. You ain't supposed to be doing no shit. That shouldn't even be in your nature. But, you know, when you want those accolades. So here comes Saturn, especially those who born with the 4, because they said it resonates with law and order, right? And here come big bag Saturn coming in this year. Hold up, we're in the year 8. 8 resonates with Saturn. Saturn is in Pisces. Pisces rules spirituality, or what's hidden, or what's secret, or even spells, right? With a pretty face. You could say it's a witch or a warlock a fine-ass warlock and a pretty-ass witch on a low frequency of vibration. That's that Pisces energy. Stop, I'm a good person. We saying on the low vibration frequency, boo. Because on the highest vibration of Pisces is God energy, the God self, the highest self, the unconditional love of the creator, of the creatrix, of the highest frequency and vibration you can reach, probably in this dense form, because you're talking about Neptune. Neptune has no form. Neptune is just creativity and vision and love, the higher octave of the self. But many are not reaching that, right? Many are stuck into the illusion in this realm. And they put on the makeup and the rose-colored glasses, and it's the mask, it's the facade of Pisces. It's make believe. That's why Neptune rules the imagination. Now, on a high frequency too, with Neptune and Pisces, these are some of the greatest musicians in the world, because music has the tones and the frequencies, the way it resonates. It moves masses of people. It moves you spiritually. You could listen to music. You could listen to a song, and it could take you to a time that you can remember. I listen to oldies all the time. Old school music. I love it. I listen to 70s, 60s, 50s, everything. Jazz, everything. So that the energy or the frequency and the tones of music, sound therapy, all of this is Neptune. All of this is under the jurisdiction of Pisces. Pisces also rules sacrifices. There's a lot of sacrificing going on in this age of Pisces. Got a thing for sacrificing out here in these streets. Why? What's the premise of that? What do you get from sacrificing something? Y'all sit on that for a minute. You know what I'm talking about? So, all this to say, we're seeing a lot of this play out on the world stage, and if you're not using that inner eye, right, you caught up in it, you're going to miss it. You're gonna get caught up in it. It's a whirlpool. Pisces is a water sign, deep waters, ocean. A lot of talk about waters and ocean and the secrets of the oceans. All right, they got things up in that water that they wasn't talking about before. Now it's being disclosed. The secrets are coming out, right? Things that are hidden into the depths. That's Saturn bringing all of that to the Saturn is burning away the mist. It evaporates. It's evaporating that mist, that fog. That's Neptune, that fog of Pisces. All right, now Pisces, y'all know y'all be some confused. Y'all just as bad as Geminis. You see the fish? Y'all know which way to go. Or you just gonna go with the flow. You ever see schools of fish? Schools of fish are similar to birds that's flocking, right? You see the bird? They just be, look at the school of fish. They going this way. They don't know where they going. They just going. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hold on. This sound like a 50s, 1950s. Oh my God. This crazy as hell. Anyway. My eye jumping. Who talk about me? Who talk about me? Somebody said I need some magnesium. Listen, what you say? Relationships definitely on fault. Love. Y'all ain't the most faithful ones either. I did a live one time. Brother came on. I'm a Pisces, this and that, the other. Then I said, yeah, you married, you cheat on your wife. I ain't met a Pisces yet that was faithful, like for real. Not that y'all flawed. I mean, we all got our thing. We all got our issues. We all got our hang-ups. Y'all just like to be freaks of the sex show. That's all. Y'all just like to be freaks of the sex show. Wrong effect. Just pressing shit. Oh, anyway. Yeah, what's up, Swag? How you doing, boo? I appreciate y'all all being in here hollering with me today. Listen, once again, subscribe to me on YouTube. Link up in the bio. Just in case they ban this shit. You still want to follow me on YouTube because they'll be doing podcasts and everything like that. I gave up on TikTok anyway. I really did. It's really don't see me here much. But the shadow banning and all kind of stuff. I gave up on them. I did. So if y'all go ahead and I got 2 YouTube channels. I built up just a big of a following over there. And I think the second channel I like a little bit better than the first because these are the real folks who really rock with me. And make sure, listen, back on the one thing. The teas. You haven't tapped into the sacred teas. You don't know what you're missing. I got the Blue Lotus Magic Blend and the Wise Elder Blend. And you can only get it if you go to my website and subscribe to the VIP emailing list. I sold out of both batches within 30 days. Thanks to y'all. Like, I really appreciate y'all for that because God is good. 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 I say, yo, yes, all the time. I believe in God. Y'all be acting like, people be thinking I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the versions and the stories y'all tell about God. I believe in the Most High, the creator of all things. I just don't think it's this old-ass white man up in the clouds on the throne with a bunch of naked babies around. Those pictures of Michelangelo and Berger's, whatever that guy, what's the Berger, whatever his name is. I don't believe in nothing none of y'all say when it comes to God. I just don't. I don't feel no kind of way about that. All I got to do is look at your history. And I be, goddamn, I'm going to trust anything y'all say. Let's get into it, goddamn. Let's get into it. Billy Carson. Let's talk about Billy Carson. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Shout out to a sister named Chavez Zane. Chavez Zane. Shout out to sister Chavez Zane. If you don't know who she is, go follow her on YouTube. And listen, I love what she said. She has a message. She put out a a message to Billy Carson. If anybody knows him, please tell him to go listen to the message that sister dropped for him. Because I'm going to tell you right now. Should I play a little bit of it? Do you want it? Anybody, if you heard it, is a part of the elite club. I don't know who he is. I know. Well, he's the number 4. He's the second. He's the third witch public lynching that we seeing. Right? He's born on the 4th as well. But Sister Zane said something. I don't know what he's a part of. I don't know what it is. But I'm looking at these 3 black men being publicly humiliated, and they all share the 4. One is, but I don't know what crimes he may have committed besides his research and what he presents that may be rubbing. But I do know he got an ego, like all of them got egos, right? He got a way about him to sometimes. I don't think you should be talking to people in the way you belittling them in regards to their beliefs. I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should be attacking people, calling them stupid and making them feel. I mean, I don't think that's how you should go about doing things with people, right? If you're a teacher, you're supposed to teach them. So maybe this was a part of a way to humble, that part of you. I don't know, what I'm saying? But I do see what's happening with you. And at first I was looking at that, and I saw the clips, and I seen everything. And then I saw his live, right? But there's always two sides to every story. Now, this is what I got out of this whole thing. Your friends ain't always your friends. Your best friends ain't always your best friends. Let's talk about that, okay? Let's talk about that. And look at everybody who came out the woodwork. I'm telling you, just look at everybody who came out the woodwork with this. And they all fit. This is like vampire-esque, feeding off of it. People you never heard of before coming out the woodwork, and now all of a sudden everybody is chiming in and saying this, and they're getting 200,000 views and this and that. They're like really feeding off of this sacrifice. Anyway, always get both sides of the story just to get the complete thing. We got one side, we got the other side, but did you know that the guy who called them over was his best friend? And did you know about him? Now, he said he was in the hospital. He almost died. And I was like, damn, you going through. If he studies Chinese astrology, next year is the year of the snake. And I think the year that he's born, he's going to be facing his enemy year. So this is like an interlude. That brother better lay low somewhere. Okay? And then he said he almost died of pneumonia. So there's a lot of talk about pneumonia. Right? There's a lot of talk about what's going on, how these people are suddenly dying from pneumonia. Right? That's connected to that first guy, the one that's in jail. Right? About the body list and how they all die from pneumonia. And you listen to Sister Jaguar White. Y'all can say what y'all want about Jaguar White. I don't care what she be saying shit and shit be happening. And she been saying shit for about 2-3 years now. Maybe she's down with CIA. Maybe she's an informant. Who knows? But she's being utilized to bring down that house of cards. And it's falling. Shout out to the black women bringing down the house of cards. All right, back to the regular scheduled program. Anyway, listen, I'm going somewhere. I know. I take a minute to get there because I'm trying to formulate this thing in a way that it makes sense, right? I want y'all to always look at everything, look at both sides. So in that podcast, not the one that he came to, according to Billy Carson, he was saying that he just got out the hospital. He almost died of pneumonia. He was in another country, him and his wife. They came back home, and he was still to get better medical attention. And he wasn't out the hospital for so long, whatever. His friend called him over and said, hey, man, let's do this, that, and the other. Boo, boo, boo. It was like a casual thing, right? His boy, ain't no friend. It was his boy, right? That his kids play with his kids. He live around the corner with his boy. He give his tickets to the game. He's at his wedding. You see the dude in his wedding. Like, this his boy. This his best friend. Calls him over. Hey, Let's shoot the breeze. Let's get, this is Billy's version, right? This is the backstory. Where's some dudes that be doing the videos of the backstory, right? Y'all got to get the backstory. This is his backstory. So when he goes to his friend's house, he said, oh boy, it's going to be on there, blah, blah, blah. We're going to be discussing this, that, and the other. He's like, all right, cool, whatever. But when you look at Billy Carson on that bait, Billy don't look good, do he? Like, come on, y'all. He don't look like Billy. He don't look like himself. What the hell he went over there for, I don't know. But if that's your friend, and y'all, he wanted to get out of the house, he wants something to do, boo, 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 boo. That's his boy, right? That's his best friend at his wedding and everything. That's his buddy. Then the other guy goes on there and embarrasses him, right? He sets him, like he had books he pulled out the back and shit, like he was ready for this dude. That don't look right to me, right? That look kind of like, damn, that's your friend? According to Billy, he says, look, the guy, every time Billy said he came back and said something, the dude's video went out. I don't know. I didn't see the whole podcast. His video went out, whatever. Video went out. And after a while, he was like, man, this is BS. I'm out. I got to go. I don't give consent. You releasing this. I'm not down with this. Anyway, he says this guy kept calling, this boy kept calling, pressuring him. They threatened me. I don't know who this dude is. I don't know who the other guy is, but all I know is from what he's saying that this is his best friend. And now fast forward. Look at what his best friend got his ass into. Now y'all, Billy's a liar. Billy's a agent. Billy's down with the elite. Billy's down with this. Billy's down with that. Perhaps he could be. I'm not here to say that he is. I'm not here to say that he isn't. But what I'm looking at is some kind of, it's jacked up that your friend called you over there, knowing that whatever you was going through, you was sick or whatever, and set you up for this thing. And then when you got up and you said, man, I don't really want this out there. And this is your best friend. And he go ahead and put it out there anyway. And now look at you. Now look at you. What y'all think about that? But I'm going to play this from Sister, let me see if I can get this in, how I got this hooked up. You may not be able to hear it, but I'm going to play something, right? And I'm going to put the mic to it because I agree. I agree 100% what this sister's talking about right here. So let me see if I can play it and y'all can hear it. I'm going to put the microphone over here by the speaker if I can. And listen to this. Hold on. Give me a second. Trying to get me together. Where is it at? Hold on. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Give me a second. I'm gonna turn this up. I want y'all to listen to what this sister say and tell me what you think.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen.
Put a one in the chat if you can hear that. Put a one in the chat if you can hear that. Put a one in the chat if you can hear that. Is it too loud? Because I really want you to hear what this sister's saying. All right? All right, I'm going to play it again.
For joining me at this time. My name is Shabi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find that this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and let us know how it resonates with your circumstance. So first of all, chosen, I want to also send this message out to Billy Carson. He may not watch my channel. You know, I'm in my small little corner on YouTube. But I want to say this. There's all of this controversy surrounding Billy Carson and this debate that he had with a Christian, right? Billy, I want to say, let them have their blood sacrifice. Let them have their blood sacrifice. They are fighting tooth and nail to prove that this human sacrifice did in fact happen. In other words, this murder of a man that they call Jesus did in fact happen. Let them have their human sacrifice. That part of their history is very important for these beings because it helps with the rituals that they perform in order to enhance the power of their structure. Let them have their human sacrifice. There's no need to debate with them in terms of whether or not it took place. They have been taking people's lives and using it to fulfill their purpose for many, many generations. And the sacrifice of Yeshua was one of their first open sacrifices that actually enhanced their rituals, because they would go on to use that particular sacrifice to conjure up their power, okay? They will go and spread this God spell across the entire globe. This God spell, I've spoken about this before, y'all. Go back into my messages. They will go and spread this God spell, which is a spell over the masses, so that others would also utter this same ritualistic sacrifice, give praise for the murder of a man, so that others would also partake in the eating of his flesh and the drinking of his blood, the mimicking of vampirism, cannibalism. These rituals are necessary for these beings. And so while I get that Billy has the best of intentions, we have to recognize that taking the life of a Messiah, someone who possessed Christ consciousness, is not below them, right? It's not beneath them. This is something that they would most certainly do, because it's all about taking on the power that they know that they do not naturally possess. When we're speaking on Yeshua, which they go on to call Jesus, Yeshua would have been placed in history as being someone who was an alchemist, someone who understood how to heal people with his hands. He was awakening people to a higher level of consciousness. Is this not the same energy that we get today when a melanated man goes out and awakens people to who they are and empowers them to stand in that power? Is that not a common theme, that the powers that were take his life? Let them have their human sacrifice. They're not doing anything special by so-called debunking what Billy Carson has been saying. They are just further proving that there is historical documents to support this outright murder. Let them have their human sacrifice. Our position at this point is to stop partaking in these rituals. Stop enhancing their power by pushing our prayers towards their deity. They literally sacrificed and took this man's life, Yeshua's life, and then took on his energy and gave him an imposter identity. But they still held on to the power that he possessed, but they gave all of that energy over to someone who looked completely opposite from him. They gave him a new name, a new face. Okay? Because again, this would go on to push their agenda, which would last for generations to come. So that way, when the so-called chosen people that would come from that lineage, when they start showing up, looking a whole lot different from the people that would be described to live in that region during that time frame, then it would all make sense. It would all fit in perfectly together, right? Because now you have the perfect image of Caesar Borgia, who is the Pope, the Pope's son. And now you can connect him directly to the people that want power and that have been thirsty, bloodthirsty, mind you, to maintain it. Let them have their human sacrifice, Billy. This does not discount you. This does not discount your knowledge. This does not discount your research. But we can accept the type of beings that are roaming this earth. This is a reminder to the chosen to be very, very careful who you call your friends. I don't care what they look like. I don't care what their background is. Be careful who you call your friends. Check them out. Utilize the tools that you possess, those natural clairs and that ability to really discern a person's energy. Get you some cards, Billy. Hire you a good reader, Billy. It's time that you know who your friends are and who your enemies are.
I'm going to leave that right there. I'm going to leave that right there. I'm going to leave that right there. Y'all go ahead and check out Sister Chavez Zane. Sister Chavez Zane on YouTube. This one was called A Message to Billy Carson. Yeah. I stand with that. I stand with that. That's what I think. They ask you what you think about that. Yeah, that's what I think about that. What you think about that? What y'all think about that? See, I'm going to always bring a different perspective. I'm not ever going to go with mainstream because they full of they full of that. They full of that. Always. This is just too much, too fast, too quick. Although these alignments are primed for that. I got to go into what the alignments are. There's a lot of planets in retrograde, right? Mercury's in retrograde. Mars is in retrograde. Jupiter is in retrograde. Uranus is in retrograde. So it's going to be interesting because when Mercury's in retrograde, the things that people say 9 times out of 10, they may have to go back and change what they say. All right? So this is going to be very interesting how all of this plays out. What is retrograde? Mercury rules communications, words, the press, right? Uranus is retrograde. Uranus rules the masses, the internet, technology, things of that nature. Jupiter rules Jupiter rules abundance. Jupiter rules protection. Jupiter also rules knowledge and wisdom. Okay? That's retrograde. Mars rules your assertiveness, the ability to take action, war, aggression. All of this is retrograde. We have a lot of planets in retrograde right now, and so there's a pulling back, right? The energy is like slowing down and pulling back like that. Bow and arrow. When you got the bow, it's pulling back, and when they begin to go forward again, things will catapult out this piece. So it's really interesting. That's why you gotta observe, right? Before you hop on shit. Everybody quick to hop on things and be a part of the public lynching, be a part of the sacrifice, the festivities. A lot of y'all get off on this. It's showing everyone who they are, even in this chat. Because you didn't know I was going to go there. And y'all just gung-ho with it. Please remove your mask. I love to see you. Sisters, take note. Take note. Because there's a lot going on this planet. And at the same time, we are evolving. A lot of our dormant DNA is exploding. Our junk DNA. Some got longer DNA strands than others. And it's a distraction going on to keep you from tuning in and tapping into that DNA. And women, your DNA, you got a little something in there too. And to get you wrapped back in to the story of the last days. Now I told y'all the Sibyls were oracles that existed all throughout history. Uh-oh, my battery going dead. Live will end in 5 minutes if I don't put this little puzzle over here. They said that's wrong. All right, TikTok be wanting to end shit. The Sibyls, oracles, they were all through those areas during those times, all through Turkey, all through Greece, all through Europe, all through Rome, right? Now, here's the thing. This is what I want to say this, too, about everyone, all these scholars, right? And these experts on these texts. The majority of them all have been plagiarized, right? And the original texts were all burnt. So if you burning down libraries of ancient knowledge in a place called Alexandria, right, that had universities where all the scholars went from all over the world to learn and sit down at the feet of these masters and learn all of this knowledge and wisdom, long before your religions that existed. And then what you didn't burn, you confiscated. And a few years later, you come up with these new religions, and you still hold the original text underneath in your tunnels. And so now you got these new authors, right? These new authors that come up with these new books that are the truth, and then you're going to fight over their book that they wrote because they stole the original text, and you can't find it because they burnt them all. But they hold all the truth, right? What are we doing? Like, why are we going to argue with them over plagiarize? But that knowledge is already in you, because one thing you can't plagiarize is the ancient genetic codes that you carry. So this is why it's such a push for you to worship something outside you, because certain people monopolize all the ancient texts and all the ancient knowledge. And if you really check, well, how old is the oldest book that you have? Get the dates. Well, what happened before that? They want you to think nothing existed. A bunch of dinosaurs existed and people didn't read or write. But we're finding all these ancient texts and hieroglyphics all over the place, especially over here in North America. You're finding townships and cities and everything named the same names that there are over there, over here. So there's been this mass confusion on the planet and this amnesia, this spell. Shout out to the age of Pisces. Over the past 2,500 years, because that's how long the age lasts. So if you look 2,500 years from now, like from in the past, from now to the past, this is when this emergence, all this knowledge came about. But anything before that, they squash. They don't want to talk about it. And if anyone comes up and travels and they start finding all these different things and they want to tell you about it, you call them the Antichrist. You call them agents. You say they work for the elite. Damn, we can't believe nothing, huh? We got to believe everything that was stolen from us that someone else gives you. And then you hide shit. This is what I want to know. When you going after the Pope? When you going after them? When you going after the Vatican? When you going after them? When you going after those who claim to be the original Hebrew people? When you going after them? Why y'all always going after black men? This ain't racist. This the truth. This the truth. This the truth out here. I'm just asking the question because that's all I'm seeing. And then you got other fool. I mean, y'all all hop on this shit. Y'all all hop on it. Y'all all hop on it. But if Diddy hosting all the Diddy parties, why ain't nobody going after Clive Davis? If y'all all know that Michael Jackson had he was murdered and killed, and he owned half of Sony, and his partner who owned the other half was Tommy Mottola. Why ain't nobody go after him? I'm just saying. Like, could somebody help me understand that? Somebody help me out with that? They will. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, they will. Okay, they will. All right. Yeah. Remember, hold up. Let's go back. So the Epstein dude, right? Remember 2020 and Giselle, Maxwell, and all that Epstein and the flight list, and all these people on the flight list, and even the president-elect, wasn't he on that? They all was on that. They all a part of the party, right? And then he himself. He got rid of himself, or he hung himself, or whatever the case may be. And now you got the other one there, and you call him the Black Epstein, right? Why that list ain't never been released? Why ain't nobody go after them? I heard the reason why they went after Diddy Boy is because he got some of the presidents on the tape. They was at the parties. But did the party start with him? I saw an old Netflix show that it was talking about. It was an old I can't remember the name of it, but they was telling it like all through 2020, Neptune was disclosing everything in their movies. And there was a series they had out about was it Tinseltown? I don't know what the name of it was, but it was about Hollywood in the 50s and the Good Old Boy Network. Y'all know what I'm talking about the Good Old Boy. I ain't just you good old boys been doing a lot of. Let me get your ass right quick. A lot of you good old boys that you saying that y'all so Christian, right? But y'all be doing a lot of homosexual things. And you know, half of you people, all of them Hollywood stars, y'all be wearing crosses, diamond studded crosses, giving thanks to the Lord and everything, but y'all doing all this shit. That's why I'm saying I don't trust none of y'all. I don't trust none of y'all. You can't. You can't. What was I saying? I was going somewhere. I'm telling you, these thoughts be hopping in. I be seeing shit. Oh, Hollywood thing. Well, anyway, y'all had the good old boy network from back then. Y'all, it's always been here. There's a book. It's in my other room. The Original Sin. I always bring this book up. D.C. Hillman, that talks about the origins of a lot of the rituals that take place with the Catholic Church. Now, then y'all go, oh, that's Catholicism. That has nothing to do with it. But that's who started this whole shit. The Roman Catholic Church. Didn't they start this? The whole like branch of it? Now I know they got Ethiopian Christianity. They got all these different sectors of it and all of it. That confuses me too. Got this and that and the other. But, and you notice Ethiopia was never colonized. Y'all went everywhere creating slaves in the name of your gods and your religions, but you didn't do it to Ethiopia. That's another thing to make you go. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just question a lot because, like, things fly over a lot of our heads, right? A lot of things fly over our heads. We don't question it, but we get stuck on what they're putting in our face, and then they flood you with it. They bombard you with this thing. You know, they say Satan is Saturn. Satan, Saturn, Sabbath, Saturday, old Saint Nick. Ain't you about to celebrate your old shit? Y'all we about to have the biggest holiday of the West. We about to get into the big West, the Western. Dude, I grew up a Jehovah's Witness. I came up out of her next time to leave.